Hey, what's up you guys? This is Rob from Gay Guy Plays, and today on the Quick Draw, we're shooting from the hip, where we take a look at the Sarpa. Okay, so Gunblade, Blade Gun, the Sarpa definitely has a bit of an identity crisis. Its cutting edge model and statistics would allude to you that its power lies more in its ability to shred targets. However, its innate moveset and high attack speed push it into the range category where its effectiveness falls a bit short. Now, of course, with a little bit of modding, you can fix almost anything. So the real question here is, Gunblade or Blade Gun? Now, you can pick up the Sarpa's blueprint in the market for 20,000 credits, however do be aware that it requires Mastery Rank 8 to craft and will cost you a pair of Axolotl as a build requirement. Now, if you happen to sell your Axolotl because you managed to get your hands on the Prime, or just don't fucking want to wait for them to build, you can always pick it up in the market pre-built along with the weapon slot and catalyst for 175 plat. Now, the Sarpa's primary damage type is slashing with a little bit of puncture and a teensy bit of impact. This makes it fantastic against fleshy targets, but does suffer when up against armor. So be sure you're using the appropriate elemental combo in order to deal the optimal amount of damage. Now, admittedly, both Gunblades are pretty shit when it comes to supplemental statistics, with both the Sarpa and Redeemer sharing a 5% crit chance, 1.5 times multiplier, and a 10% status chance. In fact, their range attacks also share the same 20 meter damage fall-off point, same innate punch through, and same innate capability of ragdolling enemies at the 4 meter mark. So really, the main difference is going to be their damage, speed, and of course how much and how hard they shoot off. Between the two of them, the Sarpa outclasses the Redeemer with a 70-point base damage and a 1.0 attack speed, literally leaving the Redeemer in its dust with its painfully low 0.833 attack speed. However, while its thrown attack has a higher listed statistic, sitting at 35 as compared to the Redeemer's 30, it only shoots 5 bullets per burst as opposed to the Redeemer's 10, putting the Sarpa at 175 damage per charge, which falls far behind the 300 points of damage the Redeemer managed to unload per shot. I tried to rationalize it in my head that since the Sarpa was considerably faster, that its speed made up for the Redeemer's firing power. However, after playtesting, with both using bullet dance and the exact same mod setups, a charge attack from the Redeemer took 2.24 seconds and fired off a total of 16 pellets through both animations, totaling 480 points of damage at its base. In comparison, the Sarpa completed the same animations in 2.07 seconds, but only fires off 8 pellets, dealing a total of 280 points of damage. Now, while gun-wise the Sarpa is a bit lacking, it does have one unique saving grace. As opposed to the Redeemer's shotgun, the Sarpa actually acts like a burst-fire rifle, capable of taking down a nullifier bubble and the nullifier inside with 2 back-to-back charge animations, as opposed to the Redeemer's 8. So when it comes to being a gun, for the most part the Redeemer's got it in the bag. However, when it comes to being the blade, the Sarpa's packing a bigger punch, which is where it gets kind of wonky for me since the Sarpa innately adopts the Bullet Dance's 4 basic shot combo, while the Redeemer adopts High Noons, and the Bullet Dance stance is currently borked, so I can't even replace the Redeemer stance and have a working shooting moveset on the better gun of the two. Now, speaking of misordered wonky confusion, can we talk? So, the wrong stands for the wrong Gunblade and the right stance is currently bugged for the other. No big deal, right? It's not like everything has to make sense. It's kind of like how you always have to have sex at the end of the date. Well, not always, just when a date would result in sex, it tends to come at the end of the night, which really makes no sense either. I mean, I look way hotter at the beginning of the night than I do at the end, especially if the dinner was Mexican, Italian, or Chinese. You damn well know I'm gonna look stuffed before I even get stuff. So now I gotta barely eat at dinner in order to look bangable. Then we have sex and boom, I'm starving. And for the kind of rough shit I'm into, you know we both had to do a bit of drinking before we got into it. So no Jack in the Box runs afterwards and I am left there laying in bed thinking, damn, if we had just fucked at the beginning of the night, I could be having curly fries right now. Which pretty much sums up how I feel about Gunblades at the moment. Can't really be pissed because I got dinner and sex, but at the same time mildly annoyed at the fact that if we had just flipped the night around, I could have been smuggling an ultimate cheeseburger-sized food baby into bed without anyone even noticing. Now, all of the reasons why I'm single aside, let's get back to the quick draw. So all in all, the Sarpa isn't half bad. While I personally find it incredibly fun to play with, it's not something that I'd necessarily bring into extremely demanding missions. However, there are a couple kooky things that are currently going on that make me really enjoy unloading with it. First off, the game is counting each pellet as a strike, which quickly ramps up your combo counter. Not as fast as the Redeemer's shotgun burst does, but we all know which one is the better gun. In addition, Blood Rush combined with the Adar's Cat's Eye reliably gives you 10 seconds of red crits every 20 seconds, which definitely tends to spice up the action. unless of course they decide to patch it out eventually. It also comes with innate depolarity, which continues today's theme of thanks, I guess, because it's definitely nice for life strike and chilling grasp if I ever need to use it, but modding wise it doesn't apply to some of the more necessary heavy hitters. But then again, if we're being realistic, this is a weapon made specifically for those who are looking for a bit of entertainment, because there's nothing more fun than rolling around on the ground and unloading on everyone in sight. So thank you all for watching another episode of The Quick Draw. If you haven't already checked it out, be sure to take a look at my Eat Me and Drink Me builds on my previous snapshot, as well as my rundown on our pint-sized powerhouse Titania. Now, don't forget to do all the things that I asked you to do at the end of every one of these, and as always, a monster taco is fantastic at covering up the taste of semen. You heard it here at A Gay Guy Plays. Okay, no, you cannot tell me that this woman's teeth are not scary as fuck. She looks like she's gonna eat you so she can absorb all of your powers. Ugh.